This video is purely by request, but it spawned a series you don't want to miss. Let's chat. What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and I was going through some comments on the YouTube videos. Thank you for everybody who drops those comments. It really helps out, really means a lot. But anywho, I came across this comment right here by one Jeremy Spear. I'm waiting for you to do the best wrestlers in each tier. Some people are new to the game and it can be beneficial for them. C tier, B tier, A tier, etc. I absolutely love your videos. They help out a lot. Thank you for that. And wanted to see my idea get used. I understand if you don't. Well, I did is what I'm saying anyway. So here's the deal. We're going to go through in a series of videos and do exactly that. The 7 best C tier, B tier, A tier, S tier, S plus tier in the game. Here's the trick though. C tier is where we're going to start. And this one's just going to be kind of fun. But it does give me the chance to test out some new graphics that I have made here for what we're doing. And so, yeah, without delay, here's number 7. Number 7 on the list has to go to the OG Showboat Cena. This is the original Cena. You get him very first in the game before you get anybody else. He's the character everybody starts with, and for that reason, he's taken a spot on this list because, secret Jeremy Spear, C tier is all but unusable. Let's just say it right up front. C tier is all but unusable. There is very few that you could even win a match with at a competitive level. So obviously, hustle, loyalty, respect, special edition John Cena is going to whoop the pants off of this one. But just for the sake of, man, this is pretty nice, I thought it'd be fun to go with this. Then, yeah, for the historical legacy standpoint alone, John Cena, hustle, loyalty, respect, gets our number 7 spot. Number 6, kind of a similar setup for number 6 here. We are going to go with, hold on, Roman Reigns, the Juggernaut. Now, Roman Reigns Juggernaut does sit in a little bit different category than John Cena. He is among those first characters you ever get. However, they did try for a long time to keep this guy relevant. So he's in a couple different moments. You can see this one is Faction Boss only, which I highly doubt you would ever use him in Faction Boss. This one is Tours only, which is probably, if you have to use him, where he's going to go. Blast Gems do 800%. I think people actually forget that exists. So for Kane and for him. Oh, actually, Kane. Dang it. That actually might change my list as I'm going right now. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to... we're going to do something with that here in just a second. Yeah, anyway. So with those two in particular, you can win on tours, especially if you have all of his insane gears right here. Number of gears, not insane in what they do. Because red gems do 50 more damage is like nothing. Red gems do 25% more damage, you're missing a 0. All color moves start with 3 more MP. Again, at least on tours, you can do something with him if you incorporate your blast gems. And modern trainers create more blast gems. This one is only a 2 MP move, but it is heal gems into blast, so unless you're facing the new Seth Rollins, you're not doing anything against that, and he's going to lose against the new Seth Rollins. 1, because he's aggressive, so the other Seth would go against him well, but 2, because let's just be honest, this Roman is outdated, and that's really C tier reality. I mean, C tier is the outdated characters. There is not really a C tier that is meant to be a fighter. I know some would say natty, but that's not the natty you use anyway. But I mean, that's just the reality of it. So yeah, that was number 6. Let's go to number 5. Now, let me tell you what I was originally going to do. I was originally going to give this spot until like literally a minute ago to Showboat Brutus Beefcake. Not because he's good in any means, although he does have this WrestleMania 3 moment, so, you know, you could do a whole 25% more damage on gems. Woo! Watch out. No, but just because for a few years behind the scenes, the CCs had this joke about taking up Brutus Beefcake to max level, and I finally took mine to 6-star gold, and then they were like, yeah, but he's not maxed out, so he doesn't count. So I was going to do that. I was. But then I actually remembered, literally a second ago, you were watching it, that this guy exists. Oh no, he's B tier. Crap, never mind. Let me go back. I gotta change my B tier video now. Yeah, hold on. Kane. Okay, anyway. So yeah, we're going back to Brutus Beefcake. And I also wanted to give a shout out to this Miz right here, because Rusty claims up and down that if you had this gear, yellow gems do 50 more damage. And this Miz, back in the original day, you were a world-ending threat. So, yeah, number 5, once again, goes back to Brutus, the Yellow Beefcake. Let's talk about number 4. All right, number 4 is the Sir Zorro special. If you are Sir Zorro, one of the greatest content creators in the history of this game, you know how to create a moveset for this Mr. Perfect that does a zillion damage. Now, I'm not even going to try to replicate it or show you what it is. I'm just going to refer you back to Zorro's video, so make sure you follow Sir Zorro on YouTube and go ahead and check out his Mr. Perfect video. But he does have builds. It takes a lot of brain and a lot of moving of the brain, but he's definitely got builds, where, or a build at least, where this Mr. Perfect is still super good. But more than that, Mr. Perfect was always one of those, like, I mean, it's still mid-tier for me, but I loved watching Mr. Perfect when I was a kid. Like, he was one of my favorite guys to see fight my favorite people. That's basically it, right? Like, if he was fighting Hogan, if he was fighting Warrior, even Beefcake, because I really liked Beefcake back in the day when he was the barber, strutting and cutting. Yeah, anybody who faced Mr. Perfect, if I liked the person he was fighting, I wanted Mr. Perfect or the $1 Million Man to be their opponents, because Perfect was, well, he was that good, right? All right. Number 3... This one goes to a historical pick. He is not someone you're going to use today. He's just not. But Doink the Clown legitimately carried my roster at one point. You can go back. I've got the very first videos that I did, the early days of Baby Lee on YouTube when I was still in my 40s, but I was a baby. Yeah, you can go back and see the roster reveals that I did back years ago, and Doink the Clown was my top guy for a while. His moveset with the stump puller, making red gems green, 2x5 into purple. He had a sub you could use. Like, he was very versatile and just darn good. And then he wasn't, like, super quick, right? Like, I probably was using him when he wasn't good, but I didn't have better. So, he could still get the job done. More than that, though, I've not been talking about their trainer abilities much, because I'm not trying to base it on that. But if you go to the 26K mark with him, green finishers do 75% more damage, and green moves that deal damage do 75% more damage on the trainer ability. That is really stinking good. That's 150 to the green finisher, because it combines, but more than that, it also does the rest of your green moves, which the other ones that you'd have as trainers that do like 150% damage to your finisher, they don't actually do the same damage, because you have just the finisher, whereas Doink, anybody using triple green, he actually benefits all 3 moves. So for those reasons, Doink the Clown gets my number 3 spot. Number 2 is also kind of a cheat, because again, I'm struggling to say any C tier character is worth using. Like, nobody's using this guy. I don't even have him, and I can't apparently. ever get him. Nobody's using this guy, although he did get reworked apparently. I didn't see it. Like, I literally didn't even use him during the month he got reworked. And nobody's using this guy despite Rusty's claims that he was once the best. So what I'm going to say for this one is sort of a cheat. It's definitely a cheat. But I'm just going to say, with the trainer abilities, in consideration for this specific entry on the list, that any of the original trainers that do 4 MP, what we talked about at the beginning of this video of Mr. Spear saying like, hey, this is for new players to the game. Like, so taking that into mind, if you are a new player to the game and don't know that certain characters, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Jerry Lawler, Sting, or Butch, since they changed him around like that, another Xavier Woods for striker. If you don't know that these guys, to say Georgie Animal Steel, those 6 are your color MP trainers. They are literally the most used, perhaps most important characters in the game. Once you get later on in the game, you've got 3 characters that do double 4 MP. Like they'll do, like Braun does yellow and blue, Mello does purple and black, and then Roxanne does red and green. So those are like a tier above, but those are rare. They're later on in the game. If you're just getting started, the most important thing you can do is to get those 6 MP trainers to 9K. Absolutely the most important thing you can do in the game for long-term benefit. Now, that all being said, there is one, and as far as I could see, only one, shout out to Bam Bam, I do love the Bam Bam, character in the C tier roster that I personally could find. Now, you might have somebody else, you might see something else, but there's only one I could find in the C tier roster era here, or grouping, that I could considerably tell people, if you have something for them, they are actually still a good fighter. So for that reason, number 1 goes to Powerhouse Goldberg. There's a huge caveat on this C tier though. The moveset that you're going to use is going to involve the column break gems right here, right? You're not really going to get to this in turn 1, so you could utilize something else. This one you're also not going to get to in turn 1. But if you had Roxanne, you could actually get there. It's just a matter of if you wanted to, right? But this moveset right here with Roxanne, which again is going to be a big boy play, I get it, and I'm about to say an even bigger boy play. And if you have the Devil's Yeet combo, I know that is a big boy plate, but if we're talking about the only C tier I could find that you can actually fight with if you needed to, this is absolutely it. The Devil's Yeet combo will throw out multiply gems, and it'll buff all your gems by 500%. If you use Roxanne and another green trainer and Santa Hogan, or you just use your tour perks, because let's be honest, you're probably using him in tour, you can get this loaded turn 1. You can set up where you can make more column break gems with trainers so that you'll trigger the Yeet twice. So that gives Goldberg 1,000% more damage to his gems. Plus, you can throw out the multi-gems with the Devil's Drip, and then you can destroy them with this move right here. It is a very long shot that anybody who is starting the game will even considerably be able to do this. But out of all the C tiers I saw, let me know in the comments if you see different. This was literally the only one I could find that I thought, if you even added all the Cerzoro-ness to it in your brain, could even be a fighter at all in the modern roster. So that is your look at the number 7 through number 1 best C tiers in the game. There are not that many. C tier is by far done. Like, that's the whole idea. The tiers don't mean the same thing that we think they should. They don't necessarily equate to who's actually the best fighters, except when it comes to C tier. When it comes to C tier, I absolutely agree that these are the worst of the worst. If you have to use them, you have to use them. But I would say check out our B tier, A tier video if you're new to the game, because most likely you're getting a lot of B tiers and A tiers you can use, and I would just recommend using them. So that's it for this one. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Like the video, subscribe to Champions Chat, and let me know in the comments, do you like the new little graphics with the numbers? Do you like seeing me big on your screen, or is that just a hideous sight to behold? Let me know. Like the video, subscribe to Champions Chat, because we try to do at least 2 videos a day. Most of them are pretty helpful, and hopefully they're helpful enough that you'll share them with your roster and your friend and faction mates, not your roster. Yeah, tell your C tier Goldberg about me. That's what I was trying to say. All right, I'm out of here. Bye.